The news breaking that Jake Fromm will leave Georgia to go to the NFL. Dean Legge and Matt DeBary. Matt, this has been back and forth at least for some time. We were initially told that Jake would probably stay. Obviously, he's leaving. Not a stunning development, but him leaving opens the door to certainly the future at Georgia being a little more complicated than it has been these last 3 years, or at least the last two.
Yeah, we recorded yesterday, and I said that I thought he would stay. I thought it'd be in his best interest, and I think Georgia would have been a better team with him under center, or I guess in the shotgun. But anyway, this is huge. It does open up the door for a grad transfer to come in, or a guy like Carson Beck to really step up and take the job. So it's going to be a really interesting spring. But Jake feels like he can make an impact. And, when he is playing his best, he is a really good quarterback. But I am still pretty surprised by the news that we got just now.
It surprises me a little bit just because, you know, well, of course, a year ago, you know, this was the plan. And apparently this is still the plan now. But a year ago, and all the reporting that we did, I wrote about this in December of last year as, hey, look, this is probably his last year at Georgia. So people need to, you know, get ready for that. And
I
then,
think in the offseason, that's what we talked about too when
yeah,
we mentioned Jake Fromm, that this is probably going to be his last year as a junior. And I think most people did expect more of him this year. But
oh,
there are
he
a
did
lot of
not.
other reasons for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did not. He did not play well at the end of this year. He played better
no,
in the Sugar Bowl for sure, but he did not play to the standard the likes of which we have become used to. And I think that that's one thing that folks sort of thought, well, why is he going to leave? But the truth of the matter was that he wanted to go. This has always been something he wanted to do. So it can't be that surprising at the end of the day that he decided to do it. But moving forward for Georgia, it changes the ball game quite a bit. You're talking about a guy who, Georgia won the SEC East 3 times in a row. Obviously, once the Southeastern Conference championship, as well as a Rose Bowl victory, a Sugar Bowl victory. I mean, these things don't grow on trees. And you can't be so much of a prisoner of the moment of these last however many games where he just did not play well, and think, hey, he needs to come back for sure. I think he should have come back. I'm a little bit, you know, I he's not a top 3 quarterback in this draft, and I don't know if he's going. I mean, he does not have the physical tools that Jacob Eason does, so I don't know if he'll be the top 4. And then you start wondering, for sure what's going on here. Does he get drafted in the first 2 rounds? I don't know. And then again, Matt, if he comes back, does he really improve his stock a bunch?
it doesn't look like it, or it doesn't feel like, and I guess he feels the same way, that he's kind of reached, his as the best he's going to get at Georgia. And I mean, I wouldn't pick him in the first 3 rounds. I think he's probably a 4th round guy. And I think there's a lot of teams with veteran quarterbacks who, aren't looking to pick Jake Fromm and start him right away. But a guy who might sit a couple of years and then be at a place like New Orleans or somewhere else like that. But he's going to do really well in the interview process and breaking down the plays and all that stuff. But no, he doesn't have the Jacob Eason, Matt Stafford arm. He's not as mobile as, Deshaun Watson or a lot of these guys making, big time plays in the NFL right now. And NFL defenses are so athletic. I mean, the linebackers and defensive linemen that are coming into the NFL, they're so athletic. That's why you're seeing a lot of teams struggle to score at the next level. And I don't know if Jake Fromm's a guy who can really come in and change an organization around. So he probably thought that, hey, this is my time. I mean, he obviously thought that the whole time at Georgia, 3 years and out. And when you start 3 consecutive years, that's a long time at one place. So, I mean, it's easy to see that, he is probably eager at this point to, take that next step. And I mean, that's a long time starting in the NFL. I mean, at the collegiate level, all 3 years.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure he was eager to take off. But no, really good career. Obviously didn't end the way he wanted it, or, the way Georgia fans expected. But, he'll be remembered fondly, I think.
Well, the notion that he's a good guy and he's going to come back for his senior year because he loves Georgia, that was It's just people get things built up in their brain. It's just not how it works. I mean, he had to do
Right.
what he felt like is best for him, and what he felt like was best for him was to leave and go to the NFL. How it will work out, I don't know. He's going to have to get to the right organization, and that's the question: is where fits him the best. But his career at Georgia is over. It's breaking news here on Dog Post. Thanks for everybody listening. Dean Legge, Matt DeBary. Go visit the website, dogpost.com.